Hi, I'm Sarah. Welcome to the video. If you're new here, my name is Sarah and I am doing a no buy year. Specifically, I'm not buying any makeup this year, and so I am refalling in love with all of the makeup that I have in my collection and trying to save money and develop these butterfly feelings about old products. If that interests you, I would love for you to stick around, like and subscribe. I've got lots of similar videos, lots of different videos, and I'm just getting started. So join me as I build my community. Without further ado, let's get into the makeup. So in front of me, I have a whole bunch of makeup that I have been loving wearing lately. It's been making me feel absolutely beautiful. It's what I've got on my face. We're gonna make this look together in a bit. All of this makeup I have sort of adopted a philosophy with that I sort of talked about in my previous video, which is, it's my own special line of makeup that I've come up with. Like, each product is completely mine, and of course I've purchased it, I've spent my money on it, it's been sitting in my collection, but it's this newfound feeling of mineness that means I can use it however I want. I can do whatever I want with it. It's mine completely. The packaging is mine. The product is mine. The formula is mine. It's mine on my face. It's mine when it's not on my face. And I have total freedom with that. And I have a newfound love and appreciation for all of these products because they give me the warm and fuzzies. And some of them are products that didn't used to give me warm and fuzzies. And my feelings for them have just sort of grown and gotten stronger as I haven't been tempted to buy any new products. So without further ado, let's get into the look. Okay, let's get into it. So in front of me, I have all of my favorite makeup that I've been using lately and really, really enjoying. That's been making me feel beautiful, and I'm just going to get right into it. So I'm gonna start first with this face cream by Weleda. It's the same brand that does Skin Food, and this is their Calendula face cream, and it's actually for babies, and so you know it's gonna be super, super sensitive, and calendula is really, really wonderful and healing for the skin. My skin loves this. It leaves a very glowy, dewy, almost oily finish, but I've been really enjoying that under my makeup actually. I only have SPF, which I put on hours ago, so this is gonna be a nice moisturizing, sort of replenishing layer of hydration on my skin. So I'm gonna start. It goes on thin, and then as you work it into the skin, it thickens up. It's a really thick, occlusive finish that it leaves, and it's super, super nourishing. So I'm gonna start with that. It just feels so, so good on my skin. Now for foundation, which if you watched my last video, you know that I have sort of only been going between concealer and skin tint, and I really have not been using a foundation lately. So what I'm going to be using is my MAC Studio Radiance Face and Body. I've kind of been enjoying applying stuff with my hands lately. It just makes me feel very connected to the products that I'm using. So I'm gonna take a little bit of this, and it comes out super liquidy, actually similarly to the Calendula cream. And as you work it into the skin, it thickens up and it sort of becomes higher coverage as you work it in. Usually I don't like getting makeup on my skin, on my hands, but something about it lately has been feeling very luxurious and low maintenance to just work a product in and feel its texture and really enjoy it to the fullest. So that's what I've been doing lately. It is an absolutely beautiful day out today, like 50s, 60s, stunning. And in my previous video, it was a blizzard, so the weather here is crazy. Moving on to my favorite concealer. This is the Kosas Revealer Concealer, and I have been avoiding cracking this open. I've been working through my Sequence concealer, which is honestly just too drying for my skin, and it's pretty much on its last legs. So I have started using this and it feels so good to be back to Old Faithful. I'm gonna add a little bit more coverage on my redness and any blemishes. Damp Beauty Blender. And because my skin is like beautifully prepped, everything goes on really well. If you have oily skin, I don't think that calendula cream would be a good idea to use just because it is so oily in and of itself. But if you have dry or even normal skin, highly recommend. Okay, now to add some further hydration, I'm going to just spritz some MAC Fix Plus Stay Over. Good stuff. And I might add a little bit more applying anything with your fingers is going to give you the fullest coverage. And then I'll just soften the finish a bit by following it with the Beauty Blender. Moving on to bronzer and contour. I'm going to take my Fenty Cream Bronzer in the shade Amber. And I'm going to take that with this Real Techniques brush. I'm gonna follow that with my Patrick Ta Duo in She's Statuesque. I'm only gonna be using the cream. And I will use a dense angled brush. This is my first time doing my makeup with my new setup, and it is a beautifully sunny day today, so the lighting is amazing. I should always do my makeup here. Make sure that's nice and blended in. And I will do a little on my forehead. Now I'm going to use a little bit of cream highlight. This is my Magic Luminizer from RMS, and I really, really enjoy this stuff. It is a true cream texture. It's very thick. So I'll get a little bit on my finger, warm it up, and tap it in. What I love about this product is you really don't see it at all until it catches the light, and then it truly is magic. Sometimes I apply this with a brush, which really sort of massages in those pearls. However, I've found that that does sort of take off what I've got underneath since I'm really working it in. So this is a better application technique for sure. Okay. This packaging is also so luxurious. It's this like frosted glass on the bottom. Just so lovely to use, and so happy that it's mine. All right, finishing up the creams with my Tower 28 blush, and I have mine in the shade Magic Hour to go with the Magic Luminizer. The brush I use for this is a Sephora 47 brush. Don't talk about the fact that it needs to be cleaned. Thank you. I've been enjoying putting this really high up on my cheekbones lately. Excellent. So now that the creams are finished, I'm going to take my LYS Triple Fix Setting Powder, and this is the translucent shade, and I will take this small fluffy Morphe Ariel brush, pick a bunch up on my, pick up some of the product, make sure any creases that have started to form are fully tapped out. And then I will apply the powder. I'm also going to take that around my nose, around my mouth, my chin, and just a little bit right here. Something I have been doing lately that's been kind of fun is layering my products, a cream and then a powder version of the same type of product on top. So it's, you know, a classic makeup artist trick. I'm going to do that here. I'm going to take my Kosas bronzer, powder bronzer, and this has a really fine pearl running through it. It's really pretty and glowy. And I'm going to take that with a fluffy angled brush. Kosas just came out with a new packaging for this. Not sure why they felt the need to relaunch the same product in yellow packaging. Maybe they wanted to establish some hype, but it is a really good product, so I do recommend it. I'm just gonna pick up a good amount on my brush since it is a little bit more hard panned, similar to the Cloud Set. And then I will swirl it onto my cheeks. Right up into the hairline. Don't forget the hairline, and don't forget the ears. For a powder highlight slash blush, I'm going to be using my Cover FX Blush Duo in Warm Honey, and I am just going to be using the shimmer side. This side is I find it to be way too pigmented and a bit hard to control, but the shimmer side is stunning, and it also has a bit of a hard pan, but like, don't get it twisted, it gives you product. So I just feel like it's a perfect shade for me, where it's light enough that it's not gonna look like I overdid it. So I'm gonna take that with a small fluffy brush. I'm just going to pick up a bit of product, do the same thing, and load the brush, tap off the excess, and then with a very light hand, I'm gonna start from up here, and I'm just gonna dust it onto my cheeks. See how it just builds the product and the color a little bit, builds the glow a little bit, but it's like a slow build. Really, really beautiful. Now I'm gonna take my setting spray once again, mesh everything together, and while it's half dry, I might take my beauty blender and just press, just to sort of even out this harsh line here. Okay, I'm really excited for eyes, so I'm gonna bring you in a little closer. Hi, okay. So a combo that I have been really enjoying, that I sort of discovered, I was doing a bit of a declutter / I was just packing for my move, and I discovered a couple products that I'm not getting a lot of use out of that I want to try to get more use out of. Two of those being this old Kosas 10-second eyeshadow in the original beloved formula, and this is in the color Supreme. And then I also got my Moon Dust eyeshadow, and this one is in the color Lithium. Obviously, I love Space Cowboy. I use that super often. This is the same product, different color. So I was playing around, and what I ended up doing was using this as a base and putting this on top of it, because I find that this particular color is just too orange, it's too copper. I don't go for things like this nearly as often as I perhaps once did, and it's definitely more of a summery look. So in an effort to tone down the orange in this, I layered this on top of it, and it sort of lightened this color for me, which can look very deep and smoky if I just apply it on its own. And it changed the base color of this to be a little bit more neutral, because this is so brown, cool toned, and this is so orange and warm, and it toned down the orange. And the two of them together are this really, really beautiful bronze. So I'll show you on the back of my hand. Okay, so here we've got the combo of Supreme with Lithium layered on top. This is Supreme, and beneath here, this is just Lithium. So you see how the two of them layered together is just this beautiful, really eye-catching, sparkly bronze tone, and it blends with my skin tone much better than either of these two do on their own. The undertone is not as dark as Lithium's undertone, and it's not as warm as Supreme. So it's a really cool combo that I've been using and really enjoying. So we're gonna do that today on my eyes. I'm going to prime first, even though we will be starting with the liquid. It can still crease, so I always like to use a primer, especially because I've got really, really transparent, veiny eyelids. So because this is so old, the doe foot has broken off of it completely, so I have to just sort of stamp it on my eye, which is fine, because even when it had an intact doe foot, I would tap it into my eye like this. Okay, going straight in while that's still wet with Lithium, and I'm gonna take a fluffy brush and sweep it over top. Love. And there we go. I love how effortless and easy that is. And it truly looks like I just swept something on And I kind of did just sweep something on without thinking about it, and it creates this just super dynamic, beautiful look that I've been really enjoying. And then what I've been enjoying using on my inner quarter and my brow bone is this Pat McGrath highlight from the Bridgerton collection. This shade is called Iconic Indiscretions, and it's a really, really beautiful, sparkly, subtle color, but it's a little too glittery to use as a highlight for my personal tastes, so I love it on the inner corner. I'm just going to take the same brush I used for lithium, clean it off a bit, and pick up some of this highlight. And I'm going to sweep this onto my brow bone. Just to drag the look up. With a tinier brush, I will put it on the inner corner as well. And I tapped off a lot of it for the brow bone, but for the inner corner, I'm gonna leave a bunch on the brush because I'm not gonna be shy about it. I'm just gonna pack the color onto that inner corner area. To finish off the eye, I will take a little bit more of lithium with this very tiny, densely packed, smudgy brush. And I'm just picking up a little bit for the bottom lash line. I might actually take a bit on the upper lash line as well, just for fun, just a little on the outer bits here. Ooh, yeah. I like how that grounds it a little bit. I like how that's the same finish as the rest of the eye, and you can't really notice it when it's all catching the light, but when you do see the undertone, it just grounds the whole thing and makes it look a bit more smudgy. Yeah, see that? Lovely. I'm going to catch the other eye up to speed and I will be right back. Amazing. Now that the eyes are beautifully gilded, I'm going to do my brows really quickly and then we will add some mascara. What I've been enjoying doing for brows is using 2 different shades of the Kosas Air Brow, and I use Taupe and Honey Blonde. I'll go in first with Taupe. The Taupe is definitely on the drier side because I've had it for longer, so there's less product in here. It doesn't have that like new mascara pop noise when you take it out. It's just kind of very subtle as opposed to like boop. But because it's drier, I can really work it into the brows and create more of a shape and also fill them in a bit, whereas I will take the second one and tone them afterwards. I'm just gonna shut up and do it. So I can really work with my brow hairs with this one without adding too much product. So that's giving the brows the shape, doing most of the work. No pencil required, which is crazy because my brows are so sparse that usually I need this and a pencil. But with this new technique, I don't really need a pencil at all. So with my much newer Honey Blonde, I will just lightly tint the brows on top of that other color. Usually they don't come out this bold, but I'm here for it. Moving on to mascara, I am still in a hyperfixation with the Tower 28 Make Waves mascara. What more can I say about this? It's just such a lovely product. It's easy to use. It's a tiny brush, so you can get right in there wherever you need to get right in. And it builds, it lengthens, it keeps a curl, and you can actually get a ton of volume with it as well. So it's a good one. It's a really good one. Gonna curl my lashes. Okay. There are the eyes all done. I'm just going to assess the situation, sit back, take a look at what we've got going on. Okay, we are nearing the final stretch. For lips, I have been in the same routine I've been in for months now, which is Anywhere Caffeine Makeup Forever Artist Pencil. And I have been following that with the Summer Fridays Lip Butter Balm in Vanilla Beige. So I will do that right now. This is such a great balm gloss hybrid, and it smells amazing. Okay, that is the finished makeup look. Let me bring you guys in for some close-up shots. Thank you guys so much for joining me and hanging out with me today, playing with some of my favorite makeup items, touching them, feeling them, putting them on my face is just such a lovely experience. And I'm so glad that I stuck it out these last, 2.5 months when makeup has just sort of been same old, and a lot of it has lost its spark, and I've had that, I want to buy stuff feeling. If you're trying this, if you're not buying any makeup this year, or if you're thinking about doing a no-buy year, stick it out. Just see what happens. Reorganize your makeup, declutter your makeup, set out a brand new face of things that you haven't worn in a while, and I promise you, it will happen. The feeling will creep up on you, and you'll start to love this stuff, and you'll start to enjoy the textures and the experience, and the feeling of it on your face will just become a more luxe thing, because your makeup is your makeup. It's not just makeup that you used once. It's not just makeup that you tried. It's not just makeup that, it's one of the concealers I have, but I switch around. I've got 8. It's your one concealer. It's special. You chose it. It's a cool thing. It's a cool thing I've been noticing happening. So anyway, thank you for hanging out with me, playing with my favorite makeup that's been making me feel beautiful and that feels delicious to apply. And I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day, and I hope you feel absolutely beautiful every single day, because you are. And I will see you in the next one. Bye.